Today we are going to start a new topic, transport of food and minerals in plants. Animals need food and water, so do plants. Plants also need water, minerals and food for their normal activities. But unlike higher level animals, plants do not have blood to transport minerals and food to various parts of the plant body. They do not have arteries, veins, or a pumping organ like the heart. So, how does transport of materials take place in plants? We are going to study about this in this lesson. All living organisms need food and water for their survival. Plants also need food and water for their survival. Plants need carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight to make food by the process of photosynthesis in the leaves. As a result, some byproducts are also produced. The organisms have a transport system which helps them to carry substances like food, water, minerals from one part of the plant to another plant. The transport system in plants includes absorption and conduction of water and minerals and transportation of food. In unicellular organisms like volvox, Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, the transport of food and gases takes place by simple method of diffusion across the cell membrane, whereas in complex plants, conducting tissues comprising of xylem and phloem help in the transport of food and water. Diffusion is the movement of molecules, that is, the solvent, solute, and the gases from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. To understand this process, let us take up a few examples. If uh, a scent of perfume fills the entire room, it means the movement of molecules of the gas reach us and we are able to uh, smell the fragrance. One of the simplest demonstration of diffusion is adding a few drops of food coloring to water, and the entire water takes up the color of the food coloring that we have added to it. Uh, Now we are going to look at an experiment to show that the xylem transports water through stem. So for this, we take a twig such as petunia or balsam and keep it in a conical flask or a glass beaker and keep it in water, and to the water add a food dye or a coloring agent which we find in our labs, that's eosin, and it is red in color. So we leave this arrangement with the twig in the colored water, for some time, for a few hours, and we observe the changes in the twig. The flowers of the plant are white in color, but after a few hours, we observe that the color of the flowers changes to light pink or red. After this, we take a cross section of the stem and observe it under the microscope. So our first observation is that the petals of the flower become red in color, and when we look at the cross section of the stem under a microscope, we see that the vascular bundles, that's the xylem and the phloem, the xylem of the vascular bundle, you can see in the picture also, this is what a cross section looks like, and the xylem turns red in color. Now, so the conclusion of the experiment is that the roots absorb water, which is transported by the xylem to all parts of the plant through the stem. Now we are going to look at an experiment which is called as the girdling experiment, and through this experiment we are going to learn that the translocation of food materials in plants takes place through the phloem. In this, first a plant or a tree is selected and it is girdled. You can see that is, the bark of the tree is removed and this is left for a few days. After a few days, when the bark of the tree is removed, along with it, even the phloem is removed. So after a few days, it is observed that above the girdle part, there is an accumulation of food material. You can see this. There is accumulation of food material. Now, or you can say that the trunk portion above the girdled part swells up. So, now why does this happen? When the plant is girdled, the phloem is removed along with the bark of the tree. When the phloem is removed, there is accumulation of food in the upper part. Because the phloem has been removed, it is unable to transport or translocate the food to the lower portion of the tree, and thus there is accumulation of the food in the upper part of the trunk. And due to this, the lower portion of the plant or the tree does not get any food, and diffusion is the random movement of particles, of atoms or molecules from the areas of higher concentration to the areas of lower concentration. This process takes place in all the states of matter, whether it is solid, liquid or gas. In biology also, this process takes place. With the help of an experiment, I am going to show you the diffusion of potassium permanganate and water. So for this, we take a glass of water, and this is potassium permanganate, and we put few crystals of potassium permanganate in this container or glass. The water was colorless, and now the color of potassium permanganate is pink. We will be able to see the random movement of the potassium permanganate particles from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. Gradually, we will see that the entire glass of water becomes pink. You can see the movement of the potassium permanganate in water. You can see how it is moving from a higher concentration to a lower concentration, and after some time we will see a dense purple solution is formed in the glass. Thank you. Now we are going to study what is a semi-permeable membrane. A semi-permeable membrane is a membrane which allows the entry of some substances but does not allow the other substances to move across. For this, we are going to look at an experiment that I have put here. Now, in the container 1, I have taken raisins which are dipped in plain water. These are dry raisins, and in container B, I have soaked the raisins in sugar solution. After some time, we observe that the raisins that are soaked in plain water, they swell up, whereas the raisins that were put in sugar solution, they shrink. Now this happens because the concentration of water in the container A is more than inside the raisin, so the water molecules enter the raisins and hence it swells up. Whereas in the container B or bowl B, the concentration of water inside the raisin is much higher than the sugar solution, so the water leaves from the raisins and goes outside, hence the size of the raisins shrink. A fully developed transport system for the movement of substances. This system is called the vascular system. It is made up of two types of long channel-like tubes, the xylem and phloem. Now we are going to study about the xylem first. The xylem is composed of four elements or cells: the tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. The tracheids are non-living elongated cells with tapering ends. The wall is very thick and it is made up of a substance that is called as lignin. The vessels, xylem vessels, are cylindrical tube-like structures which are placed one above the other, end to end, and these are non-living cells with lignified cells. Tracheids and the vessels are the main conducting tissues in the xylem. Xylem parenchyma is the living tissue and it performs the function of storage. Xylem fibers are non-living tissues and they are thick-walled and they provide the mechanical strength. To sum up, we can say that the xylem performs the function of giving mechanical strength to the plant body, conduction of water and minerals, and storage of food. The phloem, like the xylem, is also a complex tissue and it consists of both parenchyma and sclerenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells are the living cells, whereas the sclerenchyma are the non-living cells. The phloem is also composed of four elements or four types of cells. They are the sieve tubes, the companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and the phloem fibers. The sieve tubes are elongated hollow cells and they are placed end to end forming a tube. The partition between the two adjacent cells has perforated sieve plate, and in the sieve tubes there is no nucleus present and the protoplasm flows from one sieve tube to another. Conduction of food prepared in the leaves is the main function of the sieve tubes. The companion cells. These are made up of parenchyma cells, hence they are living and they help in the conduction of food materials along with the sieve tubes. The phloem fibers are made up of sclerenchyma and they provide mechanical strength to the phloem tissue. So we can sum up that the function of phloem is to conduct food materials prepared by the leaves to different parts of the plant. They give mechanical strength to the plant organ, and in case of requirement, the food is stored by the phloem parenchyma.